All right, you guys, we are getting ready to make a sausage dressing. Okay, we're going to make a sausage dressing. Now, so what we're going to need is a half a pan of cornbread. You're going to need some bell peppers, celery, onion. I'm using this seasoning, nature seasoning, a stick and a half of butter. This is sausage. We have some poultry seasoning and sage. I may not use the sage. We're going to gauge it because there's sage. That is a sage sausage. Okay. We're using herb seasoned classic stuffing by Pepperidge Farm, salt and pepper. In these containers is some chicken stock, chicken broth that I had from about a week ago. It's been in the refrigerator. Now, the sausage that we are using comes in this little tube, and it is Jimmy Dean Premium Pork Sausage Sage. I got it from Walmart, and I used 5 of these, which is what's in that bowl. I cook it down and made sure I drain all of the grease out of it. Okay, we drained all of the grease. So I'm getting ready to break this cornbread down. Again, this could have already been done, but I wanted you all to see exactly what I am using so you won't have to ask that question. So this is a half pan of cornbread, okay? Half pan of cornbread. Now, we all know that there are many variations of cornbread dressing. You have chicken and dressing. You have the regular cornbread dressing that has no meat at all. You also have the dressings that have people put cream of chicken. I have a variation that I do cream of chicken and cream of celery. And I see people also put cream of mushroom soup. Okay. Now this dressing right here is closer to the way my grandmother used to make hers. There are no soups in this dressing. Okay. There is no soup in this dressing. When I say soup, no cream of mushroom, no cream of celery, no cream of chicken. Okay? But most certainly, if you want to add it, you surely can. All right? You surely can. The dressing recipe that's on my page already, we used it in those. Okay? This is old fashioned, and it's closer to how my grandmother makes hers. Okay? Now, if you would like to saute your peppers and onions and your celery, you can. You can. My grandmother don't saute hers. Okay? But if you saute them, it does not make it right. The last video I showed you all, we cooked them. Okay? We're using both of these packs of this herb seasoned classic stuffing. Okay? Both packs. And then we're just gonna mix it in really well. Okay? Get everybody incorporated. You don't have to add that at all if you don't want to. But it does elevate your dressing. Okay? Contrary to popular belief, it does elevate your dressing. Now, we're going to add this butter in here. Okay? I add my eggs. I'm going to go ahead and add my poultry seasoning. I add my eggs last because I want to taste the mix. All right? It may look like a lot, but it's barely coming out, I promise. Look like it's blowing more than we're going to add our nature seasoning in here. We're going to add some black pepper. However much you like. That's another reason why I like to taste my stuff, because I'll know exactly what I need. Now this chicken, you have to be careful too. This chicken stock that I'm using is seasoned. Okay, it is seasoned. That's why you see it's not the regular color. It is seasoned. I bought some to go with that, just in case it wasn't enough. And of course, I already knew it wasn't going to be enough. And that stock smells very well, very, very good, because it had, it had those onions and peppers and stuff in it. I'm just getting everybody mixed. All right, I'm going to open this other one. Make sure you guys are tapping the screen and sharing. You can tell it's starting to loosen up. When you cook your sausage, make sure that you drain that grease. Okay, it's getting there. It's still too thick for me. All right, there's a consistency that I look for with my dressing. All right, there's a consistency that I look for. So now this one that I'm getting ready to add now is a reduced sodium, because I know that other one was seasoned. Okay, so this one is reduced sodium. Reduced sodium. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and add our sausage. This is sausage. Okay, it is sausage. All right, we're making a sausage dressing. All right, this was requested, so you give people what they ask for. Me personally, I've never had sausage dressing, but I know people eat it. We're getting there. So what we're gonna do now is, y'all can't put my naked hands in here like I do when I'm making it from my house, because this isn't for us. So what we're getting ready to do now, we're gonna add our celery, our peppers, multicolored, these are onions to get out of my refrigerator. Already cut up. So you're gonna take out some of the work. Good bit of onions. I can taste the salt. I can taste I don't think I'm gonna have to use any more sage. That's why I told you all that the sausage is a sage sausage. But I took the sage out just in case I felt like I would need it. Now, this will feed about 40 people. This is a sage sausage that we put in here. That was about 1/4 of a, I feel like something's in my throat. It was about 1/4 of orange, red, and yellow bell pepper. Okay? Not a whole one, not a half, about 1/4 of it. We're gonna put some more broth in here first because when I add those eggs, I have to get my hand in it to make sure. Dressing is all about the consistency, okay? If it's thick here, it's gonna be thick when it bakes, okay? So you have to add broth until you get that consistency where it needs to be. That's still too thick for me, okay? So it was one full one. This one, the second one was a half, okay? I think we should be good right about now. Okay. Now we're cooking. All right. And then we also have to keep in mind that the egg is going to loosen it up some also. I'm going to taste it again. The peppers and stuff is raw, but you don't have to worry about that. It's not going to do nothing to you. People eat raw onions. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I don't even eat dressing, but that's good. All right. So we got 3 eggs, whole eggs, large eggs. Always crack them into something. Now, when you get to adding those eggs, you get ready to really put your arm to work now, because you don't want nobody to bite into a big old clump of egg. Okay, so you have to really mix the egg in, about like you do mac and cheese. This is for somebody for tomorrow, Thanksgiving party at their job. but you most certainly can make it ahead of time. Look, we made some, what was that, about 2 weeks ago? Or a little over a week ago. At this stage, we took it and we put it in the freezer bags and put it in the freezer. Okay? So you can most certainly make it ahead of time. I don't cook it when I do it that way, but that's totally up to you. Okay, we good. I like to use the tricolor. I like to use the tricolor peppers. It looks better. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Y'all know me, I got to clean up while I'm doing stuff. You see? See how you see those colors? Somebody's sick. We're not doing that tonight. Now you have to keep in mind that dressing has to bake a long time. Okay. Now I bake mine on 375 for about anywhere from 50 minutes to an hour. Okay. Anywhere from 50 minutes to an hour. All right. I know there's going to be 50 million people that's going to say that this is too loose. If you want dry dressing, you make it as dry as you want to in here. This is going to determine your consistency, the moistness, and all of that good stuff of your dressing. It's going to be right here. Okay. But you can make it however you want to. If you need a cornbread recipe on any page of mine, you will find it. You will find even another cornbread dressing recipe if you want one that has no meat. We made it on live with one with no meat. This one has sage sausage. Okay? It has sage sausage. And I'm not talking over it. My head is sideways. So the problem, I don't know. You have to kind of check it, 375, check it at about 50 minutes. It could possibly bake maybe an hour and 10, no more than an hour and 15 minutes. If it has to cook more than an hour and 15 minutes, it's going to be really dark. The crust is going to be real hard, and you'll probably dry it out. All right, guys, it is done and it is out of the oven. Look at that. Now, as you can see, this dressing is a little darker than the last dressing we did. That dressing did not have any meat in it. If you make a chicken and dressing, it's going to be lighter than this. It all depends on the kind of meat. This looks just like my grandmother's dressing, except she uses the liver and the gizzards, but this is generally the color of her dressing. Okay, so just keep in mind, whatever meat that you use has the potential just to darken it a little bit. but it still looks absolutely amazing. 1 hour and 15 minutes. The last 10 minutes, I did cover it just to make sure it didn't get past the darkness that I like. Okay, thank you all for watching.